So you said we got the steering column so that we can make our lives easier, if I recall.
On track. Make our lives easier on track.
Not easier to install or
no. This has been a journey because we took a look at everything and we wanted to retain the tilt function. And we looked at it and we said, okay, it's probably going to mean slicing off and welding up a joint somewhere along the line. Cross members in, steering rack is in, that's all gone lacquer. We actually haven't needed to weld anything just yet. And then we thought, why don't we just replace the entire column? It's possibly going to be simpler if we lose the tilt functionality and we just transplant like the ignition barrel, which we actually don't need, but our switchgear. So our horn and our lights and windscreen wiper, like our washer and all that, and just transplant that onto the rack. And it was going really, really well. We were like, yes, this is going to work, this is going to work. Until we realized that there's about inch and a half's difference between the lengths of the shafts here, and the boss wasn't able to go on and attach. So we're having to jippo the mounting point now, get rid of the ignition barrel. We don't need it, we've got a push button start. Which also gets rid of the steering lock, which we also don't want anyway. And then we'll just attach this to it. But in order to do that, long story short, we need to fabricate up some brackets and adapter plates. So a little piece of aluminium here, we'll just drill it out, and that will help the 1800 switchgear stalk arrangement fit onto the 1300 column.
I think I found a little bit of a groove here in the workshop as a bit of a fabricator. I don't know, I quite enjoy doing that, just taking a piece of angle iron or a channel or something of the sorts and crafting up something that solves a problem and fixes an issue that we have. So I do quite enjoy doing that. I probably spend too much time doing that, but hey, that's one less job for the rest of the guys to do, and I'm contributing in, well, pretty much one of the ways that I can.
Are you really trying to set the fucking workshop on fire? I'm trying to catch the spark. We reuse them.
A few episodes ago, I would say like 5 to 10 episodes ago, there was somebody that came here and they were talking about some thing about safety requirements, and and they were here because they weren't sure if we were actually
capable of safety.
I remember what was that word that he was using? It was some health and safety code or something.
Yeah, he was here to create the health and safety.
Who was that guy?
And these are, in fact, they're plastic.
With no guard on the grinder.
That's still cool bullshit.
When you are cutting welds like that, you can't have a guard on the grinder. Put the guard back, and the guard is in there.
Don't tell me about my God. I will have whatever God I want.
You know what? There's always 4 of us over here. And we all have our little things with each other, which is quite fun. I mean, me and Jay, we are the first two to actually be ripping everybody off. Chad is always the bit more serious, we need to stay on target type of guy. Ray is always the do everything by the rules, even if it's only 5 millimeters out, that type of thing. But having Lawrence in it's a breath of fresh air. It's fun to have him there. I enjoy giving him a little bit of crap. He takes it like a strong man.
Before we put the motor in, we've got something that's really keen for us to do is we need to now situate this motor with a new subframe. Now that we've changed from steering box to steering rack, we got to do a couple of small little modifications to basically have our steering rack not hit our old setup. So it's now time to play around with that before we can actually go ahead and put the motor in. So a couple of grinding, a couple of cutting, got to mock a couple of things up, and then get up some welding, and hopefully we can have this frame in and get ready for motor to be dropped in.
We got the engine mounts cut off the old subframe. They are now sitting here. They're there, but as you can see, they are still quite loose. So what's going to happen now, we will attach those engine mounts to the block, put the block in the car, center and align everything, then tack those mounts in place, take the engine back out again so that we can weld those in position. Or let me rephrase that, I will weld those into position. But first, time to clean up.
Because more weight reduction.
That came out of that frame.
Out of this cross frame, that amount of crap. Here's another 30 grams of weight saved.
This car continues to surprise us. It's well over a year since we've acquired it, and we're still knocking out dirt, finding new rust. There's still so much of this car that we actually don't know.
Why are we always working on this car in the middle of in winter? Because it's the best time.
This is leading up for lemons a year ago.
Because we pulled the motor during winter, didn't we?
Nah.
Buddy, a year ago we were going to do the brakes quickly and then race the lemons.
Yeah.
Look where we are now.
You remember that?
We're just going to do the brakes.
We're just going to do the brakes quickly and then we're going to go race the lemons.
But also we didn't realize that we had minus 32 psi compression on cylinder 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were going to quickly change the AC leads.
Yes.
Best part of the whole entire build now is motor in. So let's basically get it done. A couple of small things that I might want to take a look at is obviously when we get this motor in, we don't want it to be sitting skew. So yeah, a little bit of finagling and some finesse, and yeah, let's get this motor in, because now this is where the build becomes a lot more interesting and a lot more fun.
Where are we going to lift the box or canvas?
Yeah, I will be in motor.
Okay. Obviously, we got ski rope here holding the motor, so nobody go under there because we don't want the safety officer seeing that.
Yeah, no, definitely don't want to get anybody into trouble.
No.
Who does that?
Who does that, Ray? I don't know. Ray? Who does that, Ray?
Okay, so where are you going, Pumpkin?
I need to pick up the gearbox. He's going to be the human
Dude,
motor
we're
mount.
picking up the gearbox from here.
And what happens when it decides to...
Okay, and what happens when we now lose a 1J for a 3T?
Well, my arse is going through that.
My turn, assholes!
He's going to be like that. Okay, here we go. Coming forward.
You know, these stupid nice branches. Okay?
Is the sub going to care? It will.
Well, eventually. We might lose a cross member.
This is why we didn't want you in there, Jay.
Yeah, you see? Okay. Oh, we just scratched Raymond's perfect paint job.
I will. Okay, coming down
Okay,
slowly.
I won't tell him if you don't.
Okay, slowly.
Well, we should actually go more. If we're going to bottom out there, we're going to bottom out there.
Okay, stop.
Okay, we're gonna have to obviously tilt.
Yeah.
Let's go forward, Ray. Okay, going down.
Yeah?
Okay, we're gonna have to tilt and sit down as well.
Yeah, go. Okay, go down. Look, we're going to move that firewall. One way or another.
Okay, just a minute.
And just watch your arms here, please, boy.
Yeah, I'm resting. There we go. Tilt. Go.
Use your big arm.
Go.
Okay,
Well,
wait. Okay.
did there.
Okay.
Okay, so now we need
Bring
to
it down.
Yeah, pretty much bring it down while I lift up the.
Okay, but don't you want to get the jack there?
Okay, coming down.
Okay, yeah, keep going up. Go with it.
So you on the way.
Go with it.
You're in the way.
Okay, wait. Oh! Okay, it's gonna need to come up a bit, but
And twisted.
ah, there we go.
Okay.
Okay,
Coming down.
okay, just watch my nads.
You don't need them.
There it is.
Why can't we go backwards?
Probably the jack on the gearbox. Okay. How's your side?
Wide, but
Ours looks spot on over here.
It's good to see it finally go back in. It's been a long time. We started this project very ambitiously, and it's been difficult to find motivation to continue. But now with this going in, it's just going to speed things up. It looks nice, it feels good, and it feels like it's nearing the end. I like it.
Are the engine mounts in the right place?
Okay, drop.
because that gives us
about right.
yeah. But if I hold it in position there while you lower it,
Okay, can we lower down?
Yeah.
that's it.
Never mind. I don't mind the small spots, but when it like starts to like swim towards you, I'm good. I'm out. Ben. Yeah, just hold on. Raymond's just widening the hole for the shaft.
Will you stop? No more hammering.
But I got a hammer.
The only one is allowed to use the hammers in the workshop, eh?
Of the four of us working on this project, only one of us is a dad, and that's Raymond. So when Lawrence rocks up here and there's the dad of two girls, you have the dads going at each other, using their dad voices.
Getting that motor in, though, was actually a lot easier than other rear-wheel drives that I've done. There is so much engine room for such a small little motor, and everything just went so nicely. I really enjoyed it. I didn't have to bang the front bar or anything. It just guided in, put it in, and there we go. And now the motor's actually in the car, it's actually starting to look a bit more like a race car.
Hello.
Would you gents like to tell us about what has been achieved so far?
Ray has said that he will be dirtying his new jeans today. Good guy.
I have gone back on this.
Oh, have you?
Depends.
Oh, it depends who's watching. Okay, well, no, he wasn't planning on dirtying his jeans.
Oh. So we are finishing up with wiring all together today. That'll be all the accessory gauges, engine.
No, sorry, I'll just check in cut.
We need to do the sound check.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we'll be done with the wiring today. Hopefully we're going to start this bad boy up today. See that everything's working and charging. And what else have we got, Chad? You're busy making inside pretty.
Yeah, I'm getting a sort of race ready. You want to move? We're busy here, Ray's busy here with wiring up dashboard and gauges and that. You want to mine that out the way quickly and we can just take a look at what has transpired in the interim. Yeah, well, I mean, those covers go over there. And, well, yeah, brackets fabricated. We still need that spring solution, but we're going to tackle the carb and the fueling. Cooling is in.
Okay, wait. Before we get roasted in the comments and whatever have you, no, this does not match the VW water bottle. This will be sanded down. Okay, so before we come here with too many Smarty Box colors in this engine bay.
Yeah. Maybe that is a task for today.
You know, I need to go like walk my fish or something today, but
I'll tackle it with a wire wheel, man. Yeah, we've got the cooling system in, running good old VW water bottle. The lines are all bolted up into the different little bungs. We have oil pressure gauge set up.
Enough of them.
Not enough of them. Fuel line and vacuum lines have been pieced together. We got a radiator in here.
Oh, we got light in here. Hold on.
And there's a fan in there as well. We're going to change that up a little bit today, so you'll see a little bit of that.
Yeah, we will be using black cable ties and not white cable ties.
Yeah. You need to connect the battery home.
No, you just need to switch it on there.
Yeah. That's...
And light.
There we go. Hey, yeah, look at that. There we go. We've got some lights in there. And this does. We've had some load shedding in the evenings here, and this light
This has come in
made
handy.
a difference. All right, then we fixed the front end. So headlights are in, bumper is on. That was a fun exercise because
Chad attempted to weld.
the amount, the quality of the the quality of the welding is
Questionable.
yeah. I mean, you guys saw what it was like, but we got that bracket welded up, and we got the bumper on, and we fitted some spotlights. Whether these are, they looked a lot bigger in pictures.
But don't they always?
They always do, hey.
They should have used a banana for scale.
You know what it is? It's just cold, so I think these will look bigger when it's warm.
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
But in any case, so we got those on. We'll wire that up. Ray, that's part of what you want to tackle today, hey? Is just running some wiring for that.
Yeah.
And then hopefully we should have spotlights. We're still looking for a corner light.
I have asked about that. They didn't have stock currently, but they are ordering for us.
And it'll be here December.
No, in the next couple of weeks.
A corner lamp.
Next couple of weeks.
Corner
We've
lamp,
only
yeah.
got a couple of weeks.
Brand new.
You would be the very first person that's ever managed to procure one that I've spoken to.
Yeah, but that's you.
Let's watch this space.
You want to put money on it?
No, but I'll get your knees dirty.
No, you won't. My back isn't as strong as it used to be.
And on the inside, we've got some weather strips here. Interior, we've cleaned it up a little bit. We're going to start buttoning up the dashboard and that today, as you saw. Back end looking clean and tidy. I have some ideas for a drink delivery system. But yeah, that's pretty much where we stand. We're just waiting on Jay. He hasn't cut that out yet. I don't know if we're ever going to cut that out. And we're coming up with solutions for our wheels.
Let's be honest. We all start with a plan. And 99 times out of 10, it doesn't always go to plan. So I was a bit nervous when we started ripping everything out of this car because we drove the car here. It was supposed to be just quick slap on a few things and cut a bit here, cut a bit there, ruin integrity here and there, and then go racing. Then we pretty much had a bare shell here. So this is a proper built, not bought race car. This is us. This is all four of us that don't do this on a daily basis. Jay fixes cars. Raymond plays with electricity. I fabricate parts for cars. Chad gets to drive all the cool cars. But this is not something that we do every day. We don't get to build race cars every day. And it is actually pretty cool.
Cart on flyer. Cars on fire. Carbon fiber.
All right, so we see if something happens now.
I don't feel. Okay.
So, in all good theory, when I put on this switch,
Will you look at that?
things happen. It's very hot at the moment and very high oil pressure. There's something wrong there.
Okay, so that one's not flashing. That's just the frequency with the frame rate of the camera. But yeah, there we go. Yeah, push some buttons there and get them all looking the same color. White.
White. Retro.
There we go. There we go.
That one's real white. This one doesn't.
All green, all orange, something. Yeah, orange is like proper retro. So I think they need to be orange.
Okay, let's do orange.
Is there an orange? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, green it is.
Green it is. They've all got a green.
Yeah. There we go. All green. Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you? Good.
Yeah, now it's only 80 degrees Celsius. I think we've swapped those two sensors around. I think the one in the sump belongs. Yeah, that's what's happened.
I actually think it's a bad ground.
No, the ground is good. So, I mean, gauges are in. Car's mostly white, a little bit of buttoning up to do. But it's looking good. It's feeling like a race car. You switch the ignition on, the switch, click, and everything lights up and everything's ready to go. Figure's not so good. So I think we might race with this thing all very hot with very high oil pressure all the time, because the sensor that is wrong is mounted in the sump very permanently. I'm not going to say I told you so. I'm just going to leave it there.
So we've accomplished things.
Who lied to you?
Well, radiator's sort of now a little more permanently mounted. We're working on corner lamps there. We've got those on. We need to flick a switch there.
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, let's flick a switch there. Battery's a little on the tired side, so...
Which one do we want first?
Well, let's just give it lights.
Headlights?
Headlights, looking good. Spotlights, yeah. And those are kicking. So got some angled out here for corner lights. We may just adjust those a little more proud or aggressive, just so we can see around the corners at night. And yeah, for little things, I suppose they work quite well for little things, eh? So it's not about the size after all.
So we pulled off those beautiful classic halo spot lamps. No hard feelings with Miggz. I totally get it. I'm a little sentimental myself, so please go and store them somewhere safe, mate, and hand them down to your kids maybe. I don't even think they should go in your car. Instead, we went and we got a set of spotlights, just some cheapy spotlights, and we've bolted these to the front, and we're hoping that they're going to work. This business park where the workshop is situated gets pretty nice and dark, so once the car's up and running, we'll be able to go out at night and test to see if these lights actually work.
And these boys are doing a bit of work here on the suspension. So what happens when you don't get coilovers for a particular vehicle?
You got to make stuff.
You make them. So
Where are those?
this one's becoming a little bit of a donor, yes and no, kind of a test bed in a sense.
Because everything has been done on here. So in theory, if it's worked on here for the last 6 years, it's going to work there for 24 hours.
You can get ready-made suspension parts for it. There is options out there. But unfortunately, those options will blow our whole 50k budget in just 2 front shocks. So we're not going that route.
So yeah, actually making up coilovers. Cut down, trim it down, put the sleeve over here because the shock goes in this tube. Now it's just a question of getting adapter brackets made up here because we're going to run with Audi brakes. And yeah, that still does need to happen. So we have suspension parts all over the place. But once that's buttoned up, well, then we're kind of sort of good to go. We still haven't sanded that thing down. We'll get there.
My A3, we used to do a lot of track days with it, and I kept on having brake fade and failure and so on and so forth. So I upgraded to a Vari system on there. And I took all my old calipers off. I took discs, I took lines, all of that, and I shoved that in the garage. Now, the hoarder that I am, I never throw anything away. I will rather replace it if I know I'm going to cut it. So I had that set laying at home. And when we finally decided to upgrade the brakes on the 86, I used my A3 setup. In my mind, if it was able to stop a 1.2 ton car that came from factory with turbo and all of that, it should be able to stop a naturally aspirated 850, 900 kilogram car. And it did. I haven't had brake fade. I'm not even running anything fancy on there. It's literally just normal pads that I get from Goldwagen, discs, so on. Put it on, drive, go, done. So I figured same concept can be done on the race car. It's stuff that we can literally, if we are in a jam, go to the nearest AutoZone, Midas, Goldwagen, whatever, get parts for it, fix it, get it back on the track. It's not a custom-made caliper where we need to order brake pads from 17 different countries and have a waiting time of 3 months. Everything needs to be changed then there on the spot if need be. So this to me seemed like the best option.